Even after Joe Biden's back-from-the-grave primary victory, winning in Michigan, Missouri, and Mississippi, bringing the Bernie Sanders campaign to a standstill despite Biden's total disregard for the hearts and minds of the valid concerns of the very factory workers Biden claims to identify with.
A lot of guys want it. I'm not worried.
A man who will be changing this nation for the better for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, Beto O'Rourke.
Hell yes, we're going to take your AR-15, your AK-47. We're not going to allow it to be used against our fellow Americans.
And the media cover-up he has received, regardless of a steady diet of gaffes and arrogance.
Joe Biden's argument has been about sort of a return to moral normalcy.
And by the way, you know, I sit on the stand and it get hot. I got hairy legs. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again.
But it's also going to begin to look like a return to competence because Trump and the Republicans have been running the government in sort of an anti-government frame, which is not what you want when you're dealing with a health crisis.
His opponents come after him and attack his record, then certainly he's going to be prepared to defend it. He's not going to take distortions of his record laying down.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
Stop. Pause. You can't be president. What? Stop. Pause. Pause. Listen, we can't play any games here, folks. This is a really old man who can't talk. Like, this is not a joke.
The media looks the other way regarding Joe Biden's brain history, which is clearly unfit for the executive office.
And they literally had to take the top of my head off. I mean, they take a saw and they cut your head off. And I said, Doc, what are my chances? He said, Senator, for mortality or morbidity? I said, what are my chances of getting off this table and being completely normal? He said, well, your chances of living are a lot better. I said, what's the most likely thing that will happen if I live? But what? He said, well, the side of the brain that the first aneurysm is on controls your ability to speak. And I thought, why in the hell didn't they tell me this before the '88 campaign?
With all eyes on Biden, Joe Biden's past will eventually catch up with him via his son Hunter, and sooner than later. Besides his tax returns, Hunter Biden has also failed to disclose his financial records concerning a child support case he is distancing himself from involving Lunden Alexis Roberts, the mother of 50-year-old Hunter's child. As the Arkansas Democrat Gazette revealed, Hunter is refusing to disclose all financial institutions used by him, a list of all companies he currently owns, a list of all sources of income for the past 5 years, a list of all employers for the past 5 years, and a copy of deeds to properties that he owns or in which he has an ownership interest. So, in the midst of Joe's victory celebrations, Hunter is scheduled for a deposition this week regarding a simple child custody case that could open up a can of worms, exposing himself and his father's shady dealings with the corrupt Ukrainian Burisma holdings.
They keep asking me, you know, they just brought up your son, Hunter, and they're doing this and that and the other thing.
After the investigation of Burisma started, Hunter Biden contacted his friends in the State Department. The Vice President of the United States, Joe Biden, made 3 calls to the Ukrainian president, and about 6 weeks later, the investigation was terminated. I hope there's nothing there. I do like Joe Biden. I like him a lot. I think he's a fine man. I've traveled the world with him. But in 2008, when he was the running mate of Barack Obama, he fought hard against John McCain. That's the way it works in politics. I can promise you this, that if this were Mike Pence's son, you wouldn't be saying, well, political fact has cleared it. You would be calling for an investigation.
Not to mention the impending recent FOIA lawsuit filed by Judicial Watch regarding the release of all communications between the Obama-Biden White House Legal and National Security Council staff, which includes Adam Schiff's beloved whistleblower, and the U.S. Embassy in Kyiv regarding Burisma. John Bound reporting.